On behalf of my wife and I would like to begin by thanking Ruth, Jerry, Paul and Sue for everything that you have done. I'd like to thank next my own parents, well, for having me, for making me the man I am today, which apparently is vaguely marryable. My best man is Jasper. I couldn't have chosen a better person, a better friend to be best man. There's one word of warning: he is a compulsive liar. I probably ought to say something about my wife. Look at my wife. Isn't she amazing? I know. You don't have to tell me how lucky I am to be married to you. You tell me every day. So you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're kind, you're wonderful, and you're not half bad at helping write groom speeches. Jessie told me, she said, in your speech, make sure you tell me how much you love me. And I'm going to commit my first act of rebellion as your husband. Because I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you every day for the rest of our lives. Jessie and I are both surgeons. People do ask us where we would be if we weren't surgeons, and the quick answer is prison. Because between us we've cut a lot of people. The bridesmaids today, how beautiful were they? Emily, Leora, Cece, Shiv, Angeliki. That leaves two, and those two are my daughters. Lara and Holly, you are everything to me. The way in which you have supported Jessie and I, the way in which you have embraced your little baby brother, I could not be more proud. I am so delighted to see the wonderful women that you have become and that you will go on to be. And thank you so much for being you. To Jessie and her bridesmaids.
Gravitation cannot be held responsible for people falling in love. How on earth can you explain in terms of chemistry and physics so important a biological phenomenon as first love? Put your hand on a stove for a minute and it seems like an hour. Sit with that special person for an hour and it seems like a minute. That's relativity.
I promise to love and cherish you in good times and bad, to be your partner and best friend. I vow to support you in your dreams and aspirations and to create a home filled with love and happiness. Today and always, I choose you as my partner for my life.
I promise to love and cherish you in good times and bad, to be your partner and best friend. I vow to support you in your dreams and aspirations and to create a home filled with love and peace. Today and always, I choose you as my partner.
Jessie, you may kiss your groom. Everyone, please give a cheer and welcome Mr. and Mrs. Hunter.
Okay, well, there are many words that I could use to describe Francesca. One of them is not shy. So on one of my first transatlantic flights with her when she was 4, she spent most of the flight standing on her seat telling the people in the row behind her her whole life story, which included the fact that she was incredibly lucky because she had 4 parents. And then she justified it by the fact, that means I get 4 lots of Christmas presents. And I guess now 4 lots of babysitters.
Madeline, Paul's mum, looked after Chessie for most of the first 6 months of her life, and she gave her a fantastic start in life. Thereafter, we did the best we could. Somehow, we've managed to raise a really highly successful and accomplished woman with a long list of firsts to her name. She gave her first scientific lecture at the age of 3.5. She lined up all the kids in the nursery room and she told them exactly where babies come from. We're all scientists. We were quietly quite proud of her anatomical accuracy. We've noticed how Chessie worries less about being first. On the hen weekend, we played quite a few games and she barely batted an eyelid when Holly was the first to name all the mystery perfumes. And it's a far cry from the time that she held her brother Adam in a 5-minute headlock for the heinous crime of beating her at Monopoly. I would like to say thank you, Ian. I've noticed you have a wonderful gift for balancing Chessie's more, shall we say, spirited tendencies. He doesn't always let her win, and we are the better for it. It's hard to believe that the man who had 2 different women's outfits on his stag night is the sensible one. So to end the parental speech, the 4 of us give you the toast: the girls, the boy, and the bride and groom.
Let me start by saying how lovely it is to see such a happy couple of newlyweds. I think you'll all agree that Chessie looks radiant and beautiful, and Ian, well, he has scrubbed up unusually well in his kilt. I think this is probably indicative of his penchant for cross-dressing. There we were, a couple of months ago, watching a good game of cricket, and in walks this beautiful woman. A couple of pints down, looking all serene and at ease with herself. Unfortunately, what she hadn't banked on when she asked for help tying up the laces at the back of her dress that evening was her ability to neck considerable quantities of lager, that it resulted in her bursting out of her dress at bedtime. So I first got to know Ian in Oxford about 17 years ago. It seems a long time ago when we were registrars training to be general surgeons. At that time, Ian was also in the mid-throes of an additional career as a stand-up comedian. I'm not really sure what made him decide to go into the world of comedy, other than the fact that he obviously thought he was very funny. And having met Michael now, I now know where it all comes from.
I've never dressed up as a girl.
On his comedy CV, it states that his material draws from topics as diverse as his medical experience, his Belfast roots, and perhaps more randomly, how to go about milking a polar bear. Clearly not content with his life on stage, Ian decided to dip his toe into TV. When University Challenge came knocking on the door, they did make it to the televised bit up in Manchester, where the BBC put them up in a really nice hotel. So true to form, they hit the town. Finally getting back to their room at around 5 in the morning, I think, Gus. But there was a knock on the door at 7, informing them that their heat had been moved to the first one in the morning at 9 o'clock. So this picture here is of both Gus and Ian on University Challenge that morning, still pissed. Having figured out the golf tour wasn't purely about playing golf, he took to it with gusto, aided by his secret weapon. A few pints of lager before starting on the first tee, twinned with some relief halfway round. I think it's fair to say that Ian is very much in love with Chessie, and that love is very much reciprocated. Chessie, I have really admired the way that you have, right from the start, taken on board Lara and Holly and treated them as part of your family. I know that the girls are really enjoying having a new baby brother, Sam, and it's lovely to see you all together as a family unit. You've really supported each other, encouraging each other to reach their full potential in a positive, very understanding way. May your journey and the world be filled with adventure, laughter. May your love shine brighter than Ian's fashion choices. And your bond be stronger than his dance moves. To Ian and Chessie.